What's up? It's Dream, now dreamt because my name got sniped from me. I was a fairly decent ninja player during RM patch. I led Hero Hold raids. I was never top DPS in any of my Hero Hold raids. Even ninja sidedly, I usually wasn't. I was more focused on being the raid leader, calling out shit like that. As far as VS patch, I held the #1 spot for Lacan for a very long time. Granted, the class was pretty dead during that patch, so that wasn't too much an achievement. Um, the next patch, RK9, where gear revamp happened, me and 4 or 5 other ninjas kept one-upping each other for first place in RMNM, or RKNM. I'm sorry, RKNM. So that's a little bit of my backstory. I'm a MT ninja, so I'm not going to be able to give you any of the leaves on the wind glyph builds or any of that stuff. That's more the TR players that play like that. This is just the way that I play ninja. No real hardcore min-maxers, as far as I know, have delved into ninja statistics and stats and to see what was most optimal. Usually people playing ninja still didn't care about that kind of shit. So this is just the way I played. Take it with a grain of salt. It might not be the best, but it was good enough to hold rank 1 for a patch. Okay, so let's get right into it. Obviously, you're not going to have the gear revamp gear, but if we ever do get BP or roulette, we will eventually get circlets. Your circlet is going to be 8 crit factor. Necklace is always going to be the 4 power roll, and your earrings 4/4, earrings 4/4 crit power. Basic shit, belt and brooch 6/3, all just basic shit. Crit inners, whatever the top crit inner for your patch is, and savage, forceful, bitter, focused, all hardies. Forceful over pounding, because you're running full crit, you're never going to hit the soft power cap. Could always use that extra power. I've seen people debate about pounding versus forceful, and whoever is right in the end is probably only right by a fraction of a percent anyway. So run whatever the fuck you want. I run forceful. I like it. It also helps when you're hitting the back of something and you get those procs you see on screen. Forceful activates your abilities to let you know that you are in fact getting a back crit if you are, trying to go at an angle like this on a boss and you don't really know if you're getting the back crit or not. You see? That's literally the difference. You're hitting this way on this exact angle, or hitting this way. Yikes. There we go. Yeah. So, personally, why I like it. Same reason I'm running the glisteningly. Ninjas don't have mana problems, but I like seeing the spam when I'm hitting the back. Just to verify that I am hitting the back if I'm going at an angled kind of position. Gloves, regular rolls, power crit attack speed. Chest, top line double crit. If you don't have ambush, take off the HP line for chest. Boots, regular shit. Weapon, double enrage, cooldown, flat damage, back damage. I don't think there's anything special here. Oh, the etchings. You're going to be running double keen etchings until gear revamp patch. On gear revamp patch, then people started running double energetics. During VSHM patch, which is next patch for console, people ran, if they ran with Mystics a lot, they would use 1 energetic and 1 keen, and if they ran with Priest a lot, they would just keep their double keens. During that patch, I had 2 gloves, one with an etching for, my Mystic glove obviously was the energetic, and my Priest glove was the keen. So double keen for this patch. Next patch, if you run with Mystic a lot, change up one of them on your death rack eventually. I think that is everything, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go. Oh, and keen versks. Obviously keen verse. We're stacking crit. Never enough crit. Look at that crit. That's not even with a lamb. Hold on. Where's my lamb at? Bam. Still not enough crit. I still want more crit. But yeah. Enough said about that. Let's go into glyphs. These are going to be your standard glyphs. These are the no weird, no monkeying around glyphs. Chance to proc attack speed on your auto attack. This will be up over 50% of the time if you're a good ninja. That's why we use this. Even though there's only a 15% chance to proc, you do about 5 to 7 auto attacks throughout each rotation, depending on if you get resets or not. So this will almost always be active, and that's why it is a good value glyph. Jagged Path Power Link, obviously. We're going to keep that off cooldown also. Backstab, chance to reset Decoy Jutsu. Bread and butter of the class. Both of the Flaming Avalanches, your biggest burst. Attunement cooldown. Need more chi always. We're not Korea. We don't have talents. Burning Heart damage. The other ones are pretty bad. And then Skyfall, Circle of Steel, and Double Cut, your 3 main rotation abilities. You're going to glyph everything besides the MP reduction, because again, this class is not MP starved. And even if it was, we still wouldn't glyph that shit. So standard glyphs right there. These are with master glyphs. I do not think that from RM patch to now, Ninja had any significant glyph reduction changes. If anything is gone, let me know. I'm pretty sure with full master glyphs, you should be able to use all of these glyphs even during RM patch, and especially if not during then during PS patch for sure. So yeah, let's get straight into why we're all fucking here today. Okay, so I'm a little bit fucking rusty, but this is Gillyglade. This is the second boss room, or the second trial thing, and this is a crystal with infinite health that you can backstab and will keep you in combat, which for our purposes will be used as the training dummy, as this game does not have one. So first things first, make sure your focus is on, make sure your nostrum is on, and your bravery or Arcana 4 is during a fight, shit like that. Knocked if you want to use it. Lamb, if rootstock is out, you should be using a lamb whenever you're running a non-meme dungeon. So first things first, say a boss is about to start. Your Lancer just ran in, you're running in too. You pop attunement, and you backstab to get right to the back. You go right into your basic combo, and right now you're just kind of building up chi and trying to get resets on your double cut. You're sitting here spamming, easy right there, okay? Now we pop, we Jagged Path, and we do all 3 Flaming Avalanches with Rootbeer and Brooch. Meanwhile, the boss should still be enraged. We're getting back damage. If we're lucky, our dragons were procced during it. Contagion was up on boss, TN, Vok, D-Shout, Adrenaline Rush, whatever part can be buffed by your teammates, should be buffed by your teammates during that. And then you saw what I just did at the end there, was a Burning Heart right before Enrage would have ran out. I should have attuned for it, but I am rusty as fuck. But that basically would have been a whole nother bar of Burning Heart right at the end of the first Enrage. So what I just did there would be the opening 35-ish seconds of every single fight that you should go into. If you are on a boss like second boss of RMHM, where there's the eggs that you can attack for free chi, you can save your attunement, and you can walk into the fight with full chi, do some basic rotation shit until you see that all of the buffs are up: Adrenaline Rush, Enrage, Contagion, TN, Debilitate stacks, Jackhammer stacks. Anything that can make you hit harder on the boss should be up before you use your burst, even if you have to wait a couple of seconds. Even if on your first attack your dragons proc, like right here, like it's way better to wait till everything is up on the boss. Don't blow your load before everything is up. Especially don't blow your load if you're running with a bad tank who didn't enrage. Yeah, that's basically your opener. I'm gonna try. It's like kind of muscle memory, so I don't really think about it too much, but the basic goal of Ninja is to build up your chi bar up here, because this skill, Burning Heart, is going to be a very large chunk of your damage. In fact, the largest chunks of your damage are going to be, are going to be your 2 chi skills, Burning Heart and Flaming Avalanche, along with your main reset skill, Double Cut. So, that is why we run the chest line. The chest line for Double Cut, obviously. And the goal, you know that you are at a happy crit rate when your double cuts crit 100% of the time, or 99% of the time, 98% of the time. If you are seeing white lines on your double cut more often, like more often than that, like 1 out of 100 times, then you need more crit factor. It is a very good indicator of that. That is the minimum amount of crit that this class needs, is 100% crit on double cut. Eventually, this class will be trying very, very hard, as you can see, for all of that, wearing all of these crit jewelries and getting up to this amount of crit factor plus by yourself. If I was in a Mystic party, it'd be well over 400 with all of this stuff on. Repop this shit. I'm not elite on PC anymore. Gotta use poverty potions. So the goal here, during your basic rotation of double cut, jagged, backstab, double cut, skyfall, circle of steel, auto attack until double cut's up again, auto attack until decoy's up again, double cut if it reset, skyfall, circle of steel. Continue this. This is just your filler rotation to build up chi. The main thing that separates a good ninja from a bad... Okay, but there's 3 categories of this. A bad ninja, a good ninja, and a great ninja. A bad ninja clicks buttons and uses the spacebar. You hear that? That's the spacebar. Uses the spacebar combo. A good ninja uses the right combo at the right time and keeps good uptime. And a great ninja knows exactly when and where is the best time to use his chi. That is the biggest, like everything about this class is super, super simple compared to other classes like Warrior, who have to worry about edge stacking and stuff like that. This class is only focused on when and where you are burning your chi, and to make sure that you are burning as much chi into the boss as humanly possible before it dies. So, Attunement, your skill that gives you half of your chi bar, should always be on cooldown. Jagged Path, something that buffs all skill damage for the next 3 seconds by 10%, should always be on cooldown. Burning Heart will almost always be on cooldown just by the nature of how fucking much chi you're regenerating. And when you are doing your basic rotation, double cut should always be on cooldown. And then throughout the entire fight, Fire Avalanche should always be on cooldown. The only time Fire Avalanche should not be on cooldown is when it just came up and you are waiting for Enrage for like another 10-15 seconds. It should never be up longer than that. Yeah, so let's just get into it. I'm going to do a little bit of the rotation here. You'll be able to see my skills go on cooldown on the bar and the cooldown pop up here. So I'm just going to try to get back into the groove of this real quick. So this, auto attack a little bit. You see how the cooldowns kind of came up a little bit weird there? And I'm messing it up right now, but it's kind of a balancing act, because when you get resets and when you don't get resets, it kind of changes, and with how fast you're attacking, it kind of changes. So even this might be a little bit different than the way you're playing it, because I'm wearing double energetics. I'm not using proxy right now, so my ping isn't insane. Yeah, 70. So basic rotation. Basic rotation with Jagged. Filler rotation while you wait for Jagged to come up, because you're about to use your chi. First, use chi. Double cut, reset double cut, right back to it. Keep Jagged off cooldown. You can pop Attunement straight into chi. We have a little bit of chi. We're gonna pop about 300 of it, 400 of it into the boss, just to keep it down while we're waiting for the next enrage, right? This is the kind of stuff you have to be thinking about. Keeping Jagged Path off cooldown. Making sure that it's up right here. Doing a rotation without Jagged. So they'll be up. Say Enrage just popped. Pop that. Pop Attunement to keep it off cooldown. The second that Burning Heart is off cooldown, we're going to release another Chi Bar again into the boss, assuming that it just enraged. And we're just doing our basic rotation. Now we're going to be Burning Heart soon, so we're keeping Jagged Path out of this rotation. Straight into Jagged Path, pop a Root Beer, get it off quicker. Double cut, resets. Straight into it. Never too many auto attacks. You never want to pop auto attack that takes the longest to go over, the one where you do the backflip. You never want to do that. If you need to weave some auto attacks in between your rotation, because there's a second or two before you can do Skyfall, that's perfectly okay. If you don't reset, be ready to weave some auto attacks. Or like right here, where you saw me go on cooldown with everything right there. It is okay to just dry double cut just to get the double cut off, instead of holding it, and then just auto attacking to reset the entire rotation. Now that's what I choose to do in that situation. Some people choose to do Leaves on the Wind right there. That's not personally my build, but I've seen them do good DPS while using that kind of build. But you see that the general idea here is just there's an order to our skills, and there's a couple skills that we always want to keep on cooldown, and we always want to be hitting the boss. If there's ever a time where a skill that you want to be using is on cooldown, auto attack its cooldown away. Here we're going to pop, say second enrage just popped, reattunement right after, get half that chi back, straight back to the regular rotation. And there you have it. This is the general gist of Ninja. You're trying to line up your bursts of chi with dragon procs, with the boss being extra debuff, the boss being enraged. You want to spend as much chi during enrages as humanly possible, and as much chi as is efficient while the boss is unenraged. Because it's better to be throwing chi at an unenraged boss than for the chi to be wasted by you sitting at max chi, or for you to sit with attunement off of cooldown. There you go. You can set it up again. Bam, bam, bam. If you do not have Adrenaline Rush to go with your Flaming Avalanche, then you are going to have to Root Beer with it to make sure that the Jagged Path is on for every single hit of it, because it is 3 hits long. I hope that my rambling while doing my sloppy rotation helped. Anyway, don't be a spacebar ninja. Use the right glyphs. Use the right rolls. Don't be a retard. And don't track for parties. Have a good one.